Hey guys, it's Destiny, and today I wanted to discuss Team Archetypes and why these are very valuable for improving your account in Honkai Star Rail. Before we get into today's video though, let me know one video game you guys would recommend for others to try. My recommendation for today would have to be Sonic Rush. Lastly, if you guys enjoy videos like these, do make sure to subscribe to win your next 50/50 and also hit the like button to support the video. Now, let's get straight into it. To begin, I wanted to go over team archetypes and the benefits of them. When I'm referring to a team archetype, an example of this can be a damage over time centric team. These teams specialize in stacking as much damage over time onto enemies to deal explosive amounts of damage once it is the enemy's turn, or in Kafka's case, she'll be able to detonate damage over time with her skill kit and be able to provide a lot of front-loaded damage in comparison to the backloaded damage of most damage over time characters. There has of course also been numerous supports that can assist with the damage potential of damage over time characters, such as Ruan Mei for her massive buffs, speed increase for the team, weakness breaking efficiency, res penetration, and much more. You also have Robin, who can provide damage buffs, attack buffs, and also advance the team forward, and so on. There's multiple supports you can use on a damage over time team, but my reason for bringing this up in particular is that if you invest into a team archetype, it will allow you to create a very powerful team over time. Benefits would include that it can help you narrow down which characters would benefit your account the most, depending on which team archetype you are most interested in, and also help you potentially even save pulls more efficiently to ensure that you are able to pull the characters that are beneficial for the team comps you have been investing into. Another benefit is that this can also potentially make your relic grinding easier as well. For example, a lot of follow-up centric characters can take advantage of the Duke follow-up set, which will improve follow-up damage. And since you have multiple characters on your team that can take advantage of this set, it can allow your grinding for that relic domain to be more beneficial to not just one character, but also multiple to make your teams stronger on a relic standpoint. For another quick example, referring back to damage over time teams, a lot of damage over time characters can use the prisoner set. Now that we've gone over some of the benefits of investing into team archetypes, let's actually go over them. Let's start off with damage over time. I did already briefly discuss this archetype, but when it comes to character investment and what characters to look out for, Kafka and Black Swan are two very powerful characters for this playstyle. Kafka is able to deal a bunch of front-loaded damage, which most damage over time characters have a lack of, and this makes her a very useful enabler of the playstyle. Black Swan is one of Kafka's best synergies, as she'll be able to lower the defense of enemies and stack her form of damage over time, Arcana. Since Kafka can detonate damage over time with her skill kit, she can help quickly inflict Arcana stacks onto enemies, which now results in enemies taking a bunch of front-loaded damage from Kafka, as well as massive back-loaded damage from Black Swan. From that point on, you would either add another damage over time user or a supportive character. For supportive options, you can consider Ruan Mei, Robin, Pela, Asta as a free-to-play option, and so on. I've already briefly explained Ruan Mei and Robin, but Pela will be able to further reduce enemy defenses, and defense reduction onto enemies can heavily improve the team's damage potential. Asta is a great free-to-play option for damage over time teams, as she'll be able to increase the attack of the team as well as the speed of allies, which can allow your team members to stack more damage over time onto enemies, and the attack buffs are very valuable. Of course, there will be more options you can consider for supportive characters, but I thought I'd go over some examples. As for your sustain, you can go with majority of sustain options, as they'll be great for keeping the team alive. I personally really appreciate Huahua though for damage over time characters, as she'll be able to provide attack buffs, which are very valuable for that team archetype, but also give the team more energy. For those that don't have Black Swan or Kafka though, I have shown alternative characters you can use in the past with my showcases. For example, pairing Black Swan with Sampo or Guanaifen, or pairing Kafka with Sampo, and so on. When it comes to fully investing into damage over time characters, I would recommend picking up Kafka and Black Swan, picking a support of your choosing, which I usually recommend Ruan Mei, as she is a very flexible character for team compositions, and then of course a sustain of your choosing. Your damage over time team should be clearing harder modes with ease with proper investment. On my own account, I still use my invested damage over time team all the time, as the team gives amazing results, especially with investment made into the team as time has gone on. For the next team archetype, we have follow-up teams. The current premium follow-up team is Topaz, Dr. Ratio, Robin, and Aventurine, and this team is very strong with good investment. Other follow-up characters would be, for example, Herta, who is a free-to-play character and is amazing for powering through pure fiction. Himiko is a standard 5-star character who has definitely been getting more shine lately in Memory Chaos, as well as, of course, being incredible in pure fiction. Clara is a nice physical standard character who can unleash frequent follow-up attacks depending on how often she gets hit. And for investing into a follow-up centric team, if you are going, of course, for that premium follow-up team or just want a very good sustain in general, Aventurine is an incredible sustain to consider, as he is able to unleash frequent follow-up attacks, especially with a team that will unleash follow-up attacks alongside him. He can deal his own fair share of damage depending on his build, and his overall kit provides amazing utility, which is great of course for follow-up teams, but also other team comps as well. Robin is a great support for follow-up characters because of her damage buffs, attack buffs, and advancing the team forward and so on. And if you don't have her, you can use other supportive options such as Pela or even Ruan Mei, since her buffs are very powerful for amplifying the damage of characters on the team. For Memory of Chaos in particular, the premium follow-up team is a great investment, and for pure fiction, the premium follow-up team is pretty good there as well, but you can also consider the Herta and Himiko combo. For Apocalyptic Shadow, the premium follow-up team should be able to get pretty good results there as well. Next up, we have the Break archetype. Break-centric characters have been in Honkai Star Rail now for multiple patches, for example, Luca being able to abuse Break Effect with his skill kit, Sui also values Break Effect with her kit, and so on. As of recently though, the Break meta has progressed heavily with the recent addition of Harmony Trailblazer and the 2 new DPS characters Boot Hill and Firefly. For the premium Firefly team, you would pair her alongside Harmony Trailblazer and Ruan Mei and a sustain of your choosing. I personally recommend Gallagher the most though, as he is a break-centric sustain and will be able to deal nice super break damage on this team in particular because of Harmony Trailblazer's ultimate allowing the whole team to do super break damage. Gallagher will be able to assist with damage output. Ruan Mei and Harmony Trailblazer also have an incredible synergy, as they'll both be able to delay enemies, which can help enemies stay weakness broken longer, and this will allow you to deal more instances of super break damage with Firefly. Firefly having a fire implant in her kit will also allow her to consistently deal with enemy toughness meters. Unless they decide to hide their weaknesses, then Firefly is more than likely punching the air, honestly. But because of how fast Firefly will become, with her ultimate providing her a bunch of speed, you should be able to quickly break an enemy before they actually block off their weaknesses. As for Boot Hill, he is able to deal massive single target damage, and I mean massive. Implant physical weakness onto enemies as well, and can be paired with Harmony Trailblazer and Ruan Mei, Bronya and Ruan Mei. You could also consider characters such as Pela for both of these team comps, as her defense drops will be very useful. When it comes to the break meta though, Harmony Trailblazer being free is very beneficial, as it makes taking advantage of this team archetype more accessible. And as for a primary option you'll want outside of the DPS character, Ruan Mei will be an incredible character, as she is easily one of the best supports for break-centric team comps. As mentioned before and just throughout this video, she is a very flexible character for teams, so as a result, Ruan Mei is a very valuable character to consider picking up. When it comes to the break meta though, these characters are very powerful, especially with their best team members, and I could see future break-centric characters potentially being released to have even more variety. As for our next archetype, I'm not even too sure what to call this archetype. I'm just gonna call it the Acheron team though. Acheron benefits from having nihility allies on the team, and she is able to deal massive amounts of damage with her skill kit, as well as ignore what weakness an enemy has and reduces it either way with her ultimate. When it comes to team building with Acheron, you'll want to consider other nihility allies, such as Pela, Silverwolf, Black Swan, and so on. We will also have a new nihility character coming in version 2.4, which depending on their kit can end up being one of Acheron's best partners. When it comes to upcoming nihility characters though, I would recommend considering seeing what they do to see if they're going to be able to further improve your Acheron team, or maybe even potentially improve your damage over time team. You can also, of course though, use Harmony characters with Acheron as well. A popular choice has been Sparkle because of her crit damage boost, advancing Acheron forward to allow her to attack more often, and so on. I personally enjoy the nihility characters a bit more though, since you can use Silverwolf to apply a bunch of debuffs onto enemies, implant weaknesses onto enemies, and overall Silverwolf is a very flexible option for plenty of team comps, especially for newer players who don't have many elemental damage dealers invested into. So Silverwolf has very nice value, and then Pela being a 4-star nihility character, and reducing enemy defenses will be able to further improve Acheron's damage output. I do consider Pela a universal support though, due to her defense reduction being able to benefit plenty of DPS characters' damage output, so she is definitely worth investing into and can of course be used on an Acheron team or even other team archetypes. Overall, Acheron is easily one of the best DPS characters in the game, arguably the best DPS character in the game, and investing into characters to allow her to have frequent ultimates will allow you to clear content with ease. For the last archetypes of today's video, it's just primarily dual DPS teams and hyper carry teams. Dual DPS teams typically consist of 2 damage dealers, a supportive character, and a sustain. Hyper carry consists typically of 1 damage dealer, 2 supportive characters to amplify the damage of your main DPS or to debuff the enemies they are fighting for more damage output, and then of course a sustain. Some examples of dual DPS can actually be the follow-up teams I mentioned earlier, Topaz Ratio, Herta Himiko. You can even do Blade and Jingliu together, and so on. For hypercarry, I won't go over every single option, but some examples can be Zila hypercarry, Jingliu hypercarry, Don Hong Il, Jing Yuan, and so on. Dual DPS and hypercarry though can of course be integrated into the team archetypes I have mentioned throughout this video, but I did want to go over the specifics of the archetypes of what characters you can consider for investment purposes. For example, as I said, damage over time, Kafka, Black Swan are really good. For follow-up teams, Robin is really good, Aventurine is really good. You can also consider looking at Topaz, as she'll be able to unleash a bunch of follow-up attacks with another follow-up attacker, as well as having her proof of debt ability is pretty useful. So there's definitely a bunch of characters you can look into when it comes to just investment purposes. Overall though, all of these team archetypes are powerful in their own way. I wanted to give you guys examples as well as help you get an idea of these team comps and when it comes to clearing content and deciding what to do with your account, because I have seen a lot of people struggle when it comes to just the endgame modes in general. I would recommend picking archetypes you are most interested in and then trying to invest into it as much as possible. When it comes to characters I believe possess immense value though, and in a sense can be a very flexible character for multiple teams or even of course that main team you're heavily investing into. At the moment, it would be the supportive characters such as Ruan Mei, Pela, Tingyun, Silverwolf, and much more. I would have to put an emphasis though on especially Ruan Mei. Her buffs are just very useful for being able to be an incredibly flexible slot to improve your team's damage output, as well as the utility she provides is very useful for being able to handle enemies easier. Silverwolf is also very beneficial, especially for those newer players who don't have much versatility with their teams just yet. She can definitely help you out with implanting weaknesses, and of course Silverwolf is also pretty good on Acheron teams, so that is also a nice benefit. But overall, investing in picking up the characters that will benefit the teams that you do play and are interested in will definitely be beneficial to heavily improve your account as well as the strength of your team comps. That'll be all from me though. This was just a video that I've been thinking about for probably a month now, so I just decided to talk about it. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree with my logic, I guess, with the team compositions. What tips would you guys give when it comes to just team building, being able to improve an account so that it has an easier time with endgame content and so on? I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you did, do make sure to subscribe for more Star Rail content. Leave a like to support the video, and I'll be releasing some Jade videos pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. Also, for those interested in Zenless Zone Zero, make sure to check out my second channel since I will be uploading a lot of Zenless over there. I hope you all have a nice one though. Peace.